Yeah. Okay, we're live. So tonight we're here for meditation class. So it's a little bit different than our little classroom. But we were actually talking about learning, understanding that the more you learn, really, the more you have to learn. Um, I've been teaching for a long time, but I'm learning more and more every single day. I learn something new. And sometimes we feel like we've got it, and then something happens and we don't have it. We're like, wait, back up. I thought I had it, but what happened? So, what usually happens in those cases is that we forgot to do our practices and we just rely on ourself instead of relying on our inner spirit or inner self or the God within or whatever you want to call it, instead of relying on your meditation practice to get, there's a lot of information that comes to me when I sit and just quiet my mind. And most of the time, when we go into some kind of suffering or some kind of thing that's making us a little crazy, is because we forgot to do this. We forgot to do the things that keep us from suffering. See? And last night we went over, you have to remember to love yourself. Loving yourself is so important. I mean, it's like the most important thing to do is love yourself, because if you're not loving yourself, you don't have love inside of you. And we forget that. So we go through life, we go through and we start having these struggles because we forget to love ourselves. Sounds funny, but this is true. We forget. We lose ourselves in all the things that the world has going on, and we forget that there's this peace inside of us. There's this peace that's created by loving kindness. See? So if you cultivate that inside of you, that's where the peace is. That's where the calm resides. It's in you. You forgot it. It's okay. We all do that sometimes. But if you just remember, oh, there's this piece of me that's inside, and it's really who you are. Like, this is our car that we drive, but inside is the driver. And the driver is this beautiful soul that is loving and kind. And we forget that. We forget who we are. So we have to remember, we have to go inside and we have to remember the love and kindness that we have inside. So we do that by quieting our mind and allowing ourselves to be in a space of loving kindness. And then what happens is when you do that, things that you have, issues that you've had going on, resolve. How do they resolve? Well, you get little things that come to you. They come in your mind. As your mind gets quiet, you make room. That's what happens when you're quieting your mind and you're calming yourself. And you have this peace inside. You've made room. Because during the day and when we're not in meditation, our mind is chattering 60,000 thoughts a day, and there's no room for anything else. So as you quiet your mind and you find that place of loving kindness, you've made space. You've emptied the garbage in your mind and you've made space. And so you make that space so that you can get more things that are important that you need to know. You may be having issues that you don't know how to resolve. Quiet your mind. Go in that peaceful space. Find the love in your heart. and the answer will show itself. It just comes. This is a truth I'm telling you. I do it all the time. I don't know what I'm going to say when I come to do a meditation class or even to do the class on inner peace. I don't make a plan. I don't write out what I'm going to say before I get here. I just meditate, and what I need to say comes to me. And it flows because I've cleared my mind of all the junk, all the garbage, and I let my inner, just this, whatever you want to call it, whether it be God, whether it be whatever, Buddha, Jesus, Jesus, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter what you call it. But you can't connect to that unless you quiet your mind. So all you have to do is find that love inside yourself. That's where your peace is. And that then you'll start feeling, then you'll start feeling this calm inside. And then you'll start getting answers to the things that were so frustrating to you before. They're only frustrating because you have so much chatter going on in your mind, you can't find the answer. Stop looking, just quiet your mind, find the love inside your heart. Be still for a minute, breathe, and allow it to happen. And it will, it's automatic, it just does it automatically. That's how you connect. But if you never do that, then you're suffering in chaos all the time because you don't have any quiet space. You don't empty your mind. So your mind is constantly thinking all these things that it's been thinking for years and years and years. So if you do this, if you just take a moment, let yourself calm, look for the love in your heart. See, we tend to, okay, how do I calm my mind? We get all crazy in that. We try to figure out how to quiet your mind. Don't worry about it. Don't focus on it. Just think to myself, okay, I'm going to breathe now. So I'm going to focus on my breathing. I'm going to feel that coming in through my nose, down through my throat, down into my lungs. My stomach expands. So if you're breathing right, your stomach is going to expand, not your chest. So put your hands on your stomach, breathe in. Your stomach should go out. When you breathe out, your stomach should go in. This is the proper way to breathe. So you do that and you follow it. You pay attention to that. Your mind starts to quiet. So then you pay attention, you look for that love inside. It's there. It's there. Just let it be calm. Give yourself the love. Tell yourself how beautiful you are inside. Appreciate the heart that you have, the love that you have. Feel that inside of yourself. Let it marinate in you. See, as you're thinking this, your mind is here, not there. So this is how you do it. See, I'm teaching you how to quiet the mind and how to meditate. This is it. It's a really simple little process that you can do. See, our mind can't think of two things at once. It can only think of one thing at one time. So if we're focused on something, our mind isn't chattering. It's on what we're focused on. So if we focus on the loving kindness inside of us, focus on your heart, bring in the breath. First, focus on that. Focus on the breath. Bring it in. Pay attention to how you're breathing. Now feel your heart. You can even put your hand on your heart and feel this loving kindness from yourself. Just feel the peace going inside of you, letting it settle inside of you, knowing that it's there. There's this loving kindness inside of you. Just marinating that, letting it sit inside. Nothing else is going on. You're breathing and you're feeling this loving kindness in your heart. See, your mind quiets when you do that. There's nothing else going on, so you don't have to worry about it. Hopefully, if you're watching this, don't have anything else going on. Just allow yourself this calm moment in time, this peace inside yourself. Just allow yourself to have that just for a little while. See? And as you do this, your mind clears. And the more you clear out your mind, the more peace you have. It's truth. This is what happens in our life if we allow the peace to come. But we have to give a little bit of an effort. See, we have to take time out for ourselves. This is part of loving kindness. This is part of being kind to yourself. You take a little bit of time out for you, no other distractions, and let yourself sit in quiet and peace. It's really a very beautiful thing. Sometimes we don't want to do it. But if you allow yourself this every day, it will create peace in your life. You'll start having peace in your life. Sometimes we get aggravated because we have to get up early and do it. It's okay. If you're aggravated about it, don't do it because it's not doing anything. But if you get up with the thought of being kind to yourself, being loving to yourself, and knowing that the world is chatter, chatter, chatter. So this is a little bit of time for yourself that you don't have all this chatter. That's what it is. You're giving yourself a gift of peace for a little while. And once you start doing this, you'll look forward to doing it. It will no longer be a chore. It will be something that, oh, okay, I can't talk to you right now because I need to meditate because this is where I get my peace from and I like it. So I'm going to do this and I'll talk to you after I get done. See, you can say that. It's okay to say that because you're taking care of you. If we don't take care of us, who's going to? Nobody's going to make us do these things, right? Nobody's going to make you meditate. No one will do that. You have to do it for yourself. This is a gift to yourself. So you have to do it. You have to make the effort. So and really it's all everything that I teach all circles around. It's the same. It's the same. It's the same. I say it in different ways. There's a little bit different things you have to do, but it all brings you back around to being loving and kind to yourself. That's where the peace is. In any religion and anybody that's ever found peace inside their self will tell you it starts with love. It starts with loving kindness. The Dalai Lama, Thich Nhat Hanh, all of them, they'll tell you it starts with loving kindness. Even Jesus said, loving kindness, be kind to one another, be kind to yourself, right? Treat yourself with goodness. And I'm not talking about going out and buying yourself stuff. That's just stuff. I'm talking about really sincerely caring about yourself. For a long time, I did not. I didn't care about myself. So I lived in chaos. I lived in a world where my life was in upheaval all the time. I didn't have any peace. I had just craziness all the time in my life. Yeah, it was a hard life, right? But I learned to love myself. It took me a while. But if you're patient, see, I taught you. Truth, tell yourself the truth. The truth is that the love will set you free. The love for yourself will set you free. So be truthful to yourself. Be kind and loving to yourself. Be patient with yourself because you've been doing the opposite for probably all your life. You've been really hard on yourself and you've been telling yourself all these negative things. It's not necessary to do that anymore. It doesn't serve a purpose. So if you stop doing all that, be patient with yourself. Give it an effort. Just try it. Open your heart, open your mind, and just try it. Just try being kind to yourself. And then that will create a balance inside of you. It really does. It creates, like, I have this balance. I'm not extremely happy all the time, and I'm not extremely sad. I'm in balance. So I have this, and that's what love does. It balances you out. So if you keep in this balance, you don't have the extremes that make you suffer. See, if you're extremely happy, eventually that's going to end and you're going to be sad because it ended. And I'm not saying don't be happy. I love happiness. I'm happy all the time, but I'm not into an extreme where I'm going to come crashing down. And I know that most of you will know what I'm talking about because most of us have done that in our life. Like we've gotten ecstatically happy about something. And then before you know it, oh, that something is gone and we're not happy anymore. Ah, but you can be happy. Be in balance and be happy. Don't go way up or way down. Stay in balance. This is a peaceful place. It's the most peaceful place I've ever been in my life. And you can stay there. And I'm telling you how to stay there. So you have to quiet your mind. You have to give yourself some loving kindness. This is how you do it. And if you do it daily, you stay in this daily. You stay in it all the time. There's not a day that goes by that I'm not, in balance. I'm in balance. I'm not suffering. I'm not, I'm in peace. And peace is an amazing thing. It's amazing because you are happy. You're happy. You're at peace. You're not suffering. You have this balance, and I never knew it existed, right? I was like, oh, why wouldn't I want to be ecstatically happy? Well, everything is impermanent. So if you're ecstatically happy, then that's going to end. And then what happens? But if you keep this balance, you don't have to be crashing down. You don't have to be sad. Those are just emotions because we attach to something. Our attachment to whatever it is creates that. It creates that emotion. And then our ego starts pumping. And then we're like, well, why is that happening? That's not right. Why is that happening? Ah, take a breath. Quiet your mind. Think about the love in your heart. When you do that, the anger goes away. See, love and anger can't stay in the same place. It can't be. So if you take your mind to your heart, to the loving kindness inside your heart, you take your mind there, it's a beautiful thing that happens because you're making the love inside your heart grow. It's like watering a flower or giving it some food. It grows and it shows you how happy it is, right? It starts blooming, flowers come out. You're like, oh, that's beautiful. So if you do that, it's an amazing thing. You're making your flower inside, your lotus flower, grow. And that is how you have the peace. No suffering, no suffering, no suffering. Be kind to yourself. Be loving to yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Be truthful with yourself. So if you've done something in your life, be truthful with yourself. Don't tell yourself you didn't. Don't say that because you're only telling yourself a lie, and eventually you're going to have to tell yourself the truth anyway. So if we just say to ourselves, yeah, that happened, but it doesn't matter anymore because I'm not that. I'm not that. That's what you say to yourself. I'm not that anymore. I've changed my way. I'm I'm not that same person. I'm not the same person I was when I was 30. I'm not the same person I was when I was 40. See? Probably not even the same person I was when I was 50. So it's like you change if you allow yourself and you give yourself some beautiful things. These are gifts that you're giving yourself. Gifts. See, we all like gifts, right? Everybody likes to have a gift. Give it to yourself. This is the most beautiful gift you will ever give to yourself. Peace. Not many people can say they have peace in their life. But I'm telling you, if you do these things, you will. So tonight we're going to do a meditation and we're going to try to like calm ourselves, not right this second, but I'm giving you a heads up. We're going to do a meditation and we're going to try to bring everything down. We're going to try to get rid of all the garbage in our mind and I will guide you through it. I'll talk you through it and help you because sometimes that's what we need. We can't always do it on our own. Sometimes we can, but sometimes we need someone just to talk us through it, to jumpstart us, to get us where we can find loving kindness inside ourselves because we're not used to finding that inside ourselves. So sometimes we need someone to say, okay, here, this is what you do, this is how you do it. Now you do it for you. See, I can show you how to do it and I can talk you through it, but I can't do it for you. You have to actually do it for yourself. But and you can. You just probably haven't, but you can. And it's a beautiful thing when you start doing it. It's an amazing thing. So tonight we're going to go through a meditation where I'm going to guide you on how to like get rid of all this stuff. Breathing in, our breath is very important. This is the breath of life. You can't live without breath, right? You can't. There's no way to do it. You have to have breath. You have to have air. So you can't live without it. So if you pay attention to that, you can pay attention to it and imagine, because it is going into every cell of your body, flowing into your bloodstream, oxygenating your blood. That's what it does, right? So if you visualize that, you can actually start to feel things happening inside of you. So we're going to go through all of that. And it's going to be beautiful. Hopefully everyone will try it because I hope that it will help someone out there tonight or whenever they see it. I hope it will help them because this is where the peace lies. This is where it is. It's inside of this loving, kind heart inside. It's not outside. You're never going to find it outside of yourself. It's not there. It's here. It's inside. And the more you know that, see, you don't have to go anywhere. It's right here. It's right here. That's where the peace is. It's there. You just have to open it. You have to clear your mind enough that you can actually see it inside yourself. And when you do, it's a beautiful thing. Weights get lifted off your shoulder. You can actually think a little bit more clearly. Life isn't so, whatever it is, I don't know what it is for you. My life is pretty good, but, whatever it may be, you know, you can see beyond. when you go into this little space inside yourself. Now, some people call this prayer, some people call it meditation, whatever you want. It doesn't matter what you call it. It makes no difference what you call it. It's just a name. Really, there's no name for it if the truth be known. There's no name for it. We make up names for things. Everything we have a name for, we made up the name. Somebody did. Yeah, so it doesn't matter what you call it. Just feel this inside of yourself. Let it be. It's a beautiful thing. So we'll do about, like maybe 10 minutes. Maybe we should do 5. I don't know, because we're just starting, so I don't want anybody to get overwhelmed with the amount of time that we're there. So I'm just going to go until I feel like we need to stop. How about that? We'll just go until, and if during this time you need to readjust, move, do that, because I don't want your mind to be focused on pain. And so I want you to be comfortable, but I want you to start sitting. I want you to start sitting with your legs crossed. Sorry, Kathy. And with your hands like this. Okay. This is how I want you to start. Now, if this gets uncomfortable, move, because I don't want you to focus on this. I want you to focus on this loving kindness in your heart. We're going to start with the breath, and then we're going to move through our body. Okay. I'm going to put a little bit of music on. I'm going to turn it down low because I want it just to be calming for everyone. So I'm going to turn it down. Hopefully you can hear it. Hopefully it'll start. And we'll start with our breath, and then we'll move on. Maybe. Okay. Okay. So I want you to close your eyes and sit in this position. They call it the lotus position. Sit in this position. Take a breath in through your nose. Now follow that breath down into your throat, down into your lungs. Picture it going into your lungs and into your bloodstream and giving oxygen to every fiber inside of you. And let it out. Breathing in again. Notice where the breath is going. Down through your throat, down into your chest, into your lungs, through your bloodstream, and out. Breathing in again. Feeling it going through your body. Allowing it to settle inside of you and breathing out. And as we do this, you'll continue breathing and paying attention to your breath. But as you do, when you let your air out, picture all the stuff that you've been holding on to going out with it. As you breathe in, you're clearing your mind and clearing your body of any kind of garbage that you've had. And you're letting it out with your out breath. It's all going away. You're breathing in this light, this goodness. And you're letting out all the garbage that isn't necessary for you to hold on to anymore. Breathing in, feeling the new coming in. Breathing out, letting go of all the old that you don't need anymore. Breathing in, all the light shining down inside of you. Letting go of all the stuff, the things you don't need anymore. Now we're going to focus our attention onto our heart. We're going to feel this loving kindness pouring into us, letting go of any kind of anger or resentment we had. We're just going to let that go with our out breath. It's going away. We're breathing in all this loving kindness, knowing that we're filling our hearts with loving kindness. That's what we are. We're letting out anything that isn't loving kindness. We're just letting it all go. Breathing in loving kindness. Breathing out anything that is not loving kindness. Letting it go into our body, into every fiber, every cell in our body. Loving kindness. Loving kindness. Just feel that flowing through you. Letting go of all the old. Giving yourself love. Feel the peace coming in. Breathing in. Letting it flow down through your body. Breathing out, letting go. Breathing in all the love. Breathing out, letting go of all the stuff you've been holding. Letting peace flow through your body. Now just sit in it. Just sit there and let this peace flow through you. Feel the love in your heart. Breathing in, allowing the light to shine inside of you. Loving kindness. Breathing out everything you've held on to. Feel the beautiful love that you have for yourself. Let it grow inside of you. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Allowing yourself just to feel that love, feel that peace, that calm. And so now we're going to have a moment where we're going to give thanks for all of this calm and peace that we have. Just inside yourself, be thankful for being able to feel this. Metta ceto imutiya, karuna ceto imutiya, mudita ceto imutiya, ubeka ceto imutiya. So in that, we're letting our mind be free and filling ourselves with love and kindness. So take a breath in, let it out, in, out, and one more time. In, out. Now open your eyes and feel the presence of who you are. How do you feel? Peaceful? That's how you do it. You just allow yourself to be in the breath. You allow yourself to find the heart inside of you. Just allow that to be, because that is where you will find the peace. Don't focus on what your mind is doing, because your mind will chatter if you focus on that. Focus on the peace. Focus on the loving kindness inside of you. First, focus on the breath, because the breath will take you into this place of peace. The rhythm of it. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. It will calm you. That right there. That's why we tell children, just breathe, count to 5. Because that's what it does. It brings us into this calm space. We're no longer upset when we do that. So we need to take the advice that we give our children and take 5, just count to 5 and take a breath. And then sit in that quiet space. It's a beautiful thing when you do this. Very lovely. Hopefully you enjoyed that. So, do you guys have anything you want to add, or anything you noticed during your meditation? See, there's only a couple people here tonight. Normally we have a few more, and we have a little bit of conversation. And unfortunately, on YouTube, I can't actually hear you guys. So if you have questions or have concerns or need some help, you can always text me, and you might be able to live chat on here. I think you can, if you know how to do that. You're welcome to do that. But I just, I want to put that out there every time we have one of these, because don't feel like you can't contact me. This is a process, and if you're not used to it, it can be a little bit of a struggle for you, but it doesn't have to be. There's ways to make it not as hard as you think it is. Really, I mean, hopefully tonight was an example, and it helped you have a little bit of peace inside yourself, and so that you can know that that's possible. It's possible that you can do this, and have, even if it's just a minute or two of peace inside, of quiet, of not listening to the world around you and not listening to your mind chatter. You can have that little bit of time. And what happens is, the more you practice that, the better you get at it, and the longer you can do that, and the more peace you will have inside. It's just, they follow each other. It's automatic. I mean, I know I've done 12 hours a day, so I know that it creates a lot of peace inside. And I don't do that now. I can't do that here in the United States. It's a little difficult because I do have to work. But um, it you can do it. You can do 5 minutes or 10 minutes. I think that might have been maybe 10 minutes, maybe 5 minutes. I don't know. I didn't time it, but it was just an example of how you can do it. What you do to be able to do it. It's really not that hard. But if we don't know, we don't know how to do it. So I wanted to give you a little teaching on how to actually do a meditation, and an easy one. That's a simple one. There's lots of different forms of meditation and lots of different styles, and but this is an easy one to start with. And you can you can do walking meditation, you can do sitting, you can do lying down, you can do, although if you don't normally do meditation, I don't recommend you doing it lying down, because you'll fall asleep, and then there goes your meditation. So I want you to at least try to sit up just for a little bit of time and do it so that your diaphragm, everything's lined up and you can breathe easily and everything flows that way. And so just try it, and hopefully you did try it tonight, and it will work if you do it. It does work. I know that there are people out there that don't believe it does, but um, my life has completely changed. And if my father were on here, he would tell you that that is the truth. So it can change your life. It's a game changer, really. Um, so try to just do, 5 minutes a day. Who doesn't have 5 minutes for themselves? And if you don't, you need to take an hour for yourself because that is, you need to have at least a few minutes for yourself to give yourself some loving kindness because it's very important. If we don't do that, we get lost in everything. We get lost in our thoughts. We get lost in everyone else's stuff. And it's not you. Everyone else's stuff is not you. You have to take care of you so you can help someone else take care of them. Right? That's the way it goes. So remember that. Hopefully this is helpful. Do you guys have anything you need addressed or anything you want to say?
So during the meditation, it was kind of I just don't see anything. I kind of saw like a little boy. It was interesting. Like it was a little tie. Like this is his face.
Anna's seeing Thai little boys in her meditation. That's kind of neat.
I mean, what do you do?
Anna wants to go to Thailand. So, I'm sure her meditations are taking her where she wants to be, right? Yeah. So, if you want something, normally if you want it bad enough, you can make it happen. So, Anna's been talking about going to Thailand since I was in Thailand. So I know it's going to happen for Anna. So how is your meditation, Kathy?
Didn't go any place, didn't see anything. It was just the breath and feeling the depth of the love.
Perfect.
For myself.
Yeah, it's perfect. So you've had a hard time meditating before, though, huh? In the past?
I had a time when it was very easy, but recently it's keeping this chatter.
So I think it's important that other people know that they're not alone in that, that other people experience the mind chatter and, not wanting to do it, because how do you do it if your mind is chattering, right? So that's why this meditation I felt was kind of important, because it brings you back to basic on how to do it. And like I said, you can't think of two things at once. So if you're thinking of your breath and where it's going inside of you, you're not thinking of anything else. So automatically your mind is clearing without you even thinking of it, because you're thinking of your breath and nothing else. And so that's why, part of the reason I did this meditation tonight is trying to help people be able to clear their mind a little bit and be in that space without chatter, without even really knowing that you're in a space without chatter, because you're focused on the breath or the love inside. And that's beautiful. That's exactly what I was hoping would happen. And that's a good thing. So hopefully, whatever you experience in your meditation is good. It's good for you. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Anna went to Thailand with her little friend. She had a little friend in Thailand. That's where her mind took her. See? Kathy was in this present moment in her breath, in the loving kindness inside her heart. So it doesn't matter. It's going into peace inside yourself. See, that's all you're doing. And so this is how you can start. Just follow your breath. Find the love in your heart. Those are things that when you focus on them, your mind isn't going somewhere else. And it brings peace automatically. It's automatic. It happens automatically. You don't even have to think, okay, I want to have peace. You don't have to think that. You just think, oh, let me focus on my breath. Where's it going? Okay, it's down into my chest. It's in my lungs. It's going through my bloodstream. I'm breathing out now. So you're allowing yourself to focus on your breath instead of anything else. It's a beautiful thing, and there's a counting exercise that we can do. I'm not going to do it tonight, but that will help you as well. But this is really simple. Sometimes the counting one gets a little bit, like people get frustrated with the counting. So, I wanted to do this one because you don't have to count. You don't have to do anything other than breathe and just, imagine where your breath is going. And that is calming in and of itself. Yes, Kat.
And it's also like feeling the love, feeling the light and the love going to where things are really, and feeling that love going there. So it's not looking as it was more of a internal loving of myself, of the car that I'm driving.
Yes.
Okay, this joint is aching a little bit, and the feeling the love and the light go to that and heal that. And
Yes.
so
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. I mean, it can heal your heart, it can heal your body, it can heal your mind. It's a beautiful thing. But you have to try it. You have to do it. I can teach it, but I can't do it for you. So everyone has to do it for themselves. And if you need to, this is online all the time. You can go back and listen to it, play it, make it happen again for yourself, and practice that way. You can do that as well, because it's important that you practice. Practice it every day because this is giving yourself love. That's giving yourself love, peace, loving kindness. That's what it's doing. So, do you guys have anything else tonight? Kathy does. Hold on.
also when you were talking about when you meditate, it opens up space
Yes.
and answers questions and stuff like that.
Yes.
So when I'm meditating like I should, and especially if I get up and I meditate, work goes much easier.
Yes.
Because there's nothing that's surprise.
Yes.
You already know the answer to
Yes.
the question.
Yes.
And so
Yes, it's amazing. And I can tell you something else that it does. If you are in any kind of school or have to take any kind of exam, stop and meditate before you do it. Quiet your mind. Now, I did this the other day. I didn't meditate before I took a test. I was in a hurry. I didn't pass the test. But today I took it in a restaurant. While I was in the restaurant, I took an exam, but I meditated. Like I took a minute. I didn't care I was in a restaurant. I quieted my mind and I meditated and I passed it first time. So I can tell, and I've done that on many different occasions. I have meditated before an exam, and I have dyslexia, so exams are a little bit harder for me, but I pass them very easily if I meditate first. That's the key, and I have to do it every time, and it works every time. But if I don't do it, it kind of throws me off a little bit. So, for those of you who are in school or doing some kind of test taking, try it before you take your test. Just try it. It can't hurt. It can't hurt anything, but it can really help you. So, yeah, it's a beautiful thing, making space in your mind, getting rid of all the stuff that you've been carrying for a very long time, and allowing yourself to have love in your heart for yourself. It's really very beautiful. And I didn't even know that you could do that. So I have to share it because I know it and I know it works. So that's why I'm doing what I do. Everything I do as far as teaching meditation, as far as teaching the class, all of this, I meet with people, it's all free, because I want everyone to feel the love inside their heart that I feel. It's a beautiful thing. It changes your entire world. It really does. And so that's why I do what I do. I do it because I want everyone to feel this peace inside, this loving kindness for themselves. So, okay,
So-
Kathy has one more thing.
So, a couple Valentine's Day ago, we were talking, and I was saying about this love song that came on, and it was the first time I ever had the love song for myself. So today I had on some music, and it was that silly song out of the 70s with a lady that has a really weird voice.
Oh, yeah.
It's easy because you're beautiful. Right?
Yes, yeah,
And you take that into your heart
yes.
and for yourself. It really is beautiful. Because loving is easy.
So Kathy's talking about this song, Loving You is Easy Because It's Beautiful.
Because you're beautiful.
Um,
And
who sings that? Karen Carpenter or
it's
someone?
like,
Loving you is easy because you're beautiful. Do 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 do.
This is what I do on my usually notice that.
Y'all didn't know you were gonna get serenaded on it. Yeah, for yourself. It is, and if you've never done it, you should try it because really, there's nothing wrong with caring about yourself and loving yourself. We've been taught the opposite our entire life, but it's not ego. See, actually loving yourself really creates some beautiful things. And the ego is what you don't want. The ego will take you down. The ego will have negative connotations with it always. But loving yourself is beautiful. It, yes. Yes. And it's been hard for you to say that. Kathy has been on a journey and it's been hard for her to love herself. But she's there. She's hearing love songs and turning it into her own, into herself, into her heart. And that's a beautiful thing. It might sound a little corny, but I'm telling you, it's a beautiful thing because then your life changes. Like when you start caring about yourself, then you have the ability to care about someone else. See? And you do it, there's unconditional love. And most of us don't really know what that means because you have to have it for yourself first. You have to unconditionally love yourself with all your faults that you think are faults, but they're not. You have to love yourself in spite of all of that stuff. That's unconditional. And most of us don't do that. Most of us blame ourselves and have, hate for ourselves. We don't have to do that. We can love ourselves and accept ourselves. See, unconditional love. So once you have that for yourself, then you can start having it for other people. And then our world gets to be a beautiful place. That's when the world starts changing. And it's an amazing thing when that happens because then you're loving people unconditionally, no matter what. Doesn't matter. Because we're all in this same thing, right? We're all we're in the same life together. We're here in this lifetime together. And we're going through and we're all trying to figure it out together. That's bottom line. That's the truth. So if we start by just loving ourselves and then generating that out and loving everybody around us, the world starts to change because there's not hate anymore. There's not greed and anger. There's love and kindness. There's peace. Ah, what a beautiful world this is, right? We're in it. We just don't know it yet. Tonight we felt it. Amazing. Stay in the peace. Stay in the love and kindness. See how long you can hold it because it's beautiful. And then when you go out of it, when you get taken out because there's things in the world that kind of pull you and then you get, then just meditate. Then just go into your peaceful space. Everybody has it. You felt it tonight. Go back into that peaceful space. Follow your breath. Find the love in your heart and let everything else go. That's how you do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, anything else? You're good? Feel free. We share in this class. It's beautiful. And if anybody ever wants to come here to class, they can come here to class as well. So have a beautiful week. I will see you hopefully next Tuesday if everybody tunes in, or Wednesday if you tune in for meditation, Tuesday for the class. And have a lovely evening. Love yourself. Be kind to yourself and be kind to others. Namaste.